When you see the Balkans, see the headlines, my friends, usually they will tell you if we stole somebody else's bike, or are we fighting in some kafana while arguing about politics. Super. My friends, no, today we're going to talk about Balkan Inventions. Welcome. Balkan Breakfast Talk Show, my friends, new series about the Balkan countries. Like, subscribe would help me a lot. Buy me a coffee link if you want to donate something to the channel. If not, super, enjoy, free of charge. I don't charge anything, remember. My friends, today this episode is inspired by my subscriber Radislav Tomov. Very good idea, my friend, thank you very much. I know all my subscribers by name, and I value your time a lot. Remember this, very important. Super. My friends, so today we're going to talk about Balkan Inventions. Super. What we did, what we didn't, problems and not problems. Super. Top. Отлично. My friends, first of all, Balkans in general, we were always engineers. Since even before Christ. My friends, Nikola Tesla. The electricity that you have today, electricity that you have today is because of him. It's because of him. Where is he from? From the Balkans. But my friends, listen, Tesla, Nikola Tesla, not the car Tesla, but Nikola Tesla. He doesn't only represents, my friends, a historic footnote. He actually represents something very deeper. Listen to me. Obsession with ideas, my friends, engineering precision, and vision beyond borders. Because, my friends, listen. I don't know if if the Balkans are actually watching, they know. But if the Westerners they're watching, they don't know. My friends, listen, Nikola Tesla had actually vision for the power to be free of charge. But, that's for another topic, my friends. I don't want to bother. Super. The whole region of Balkan, my friends, is actually very good, and very, how can I say, dominant in mathematics, electrical engineering, my friends, mechanical design, and physics research. That doesn't mean that the other part of European continent is not. I'm today talking about the Balkans, because usually, my friends, when you're watching something on TV, they're mentioning Balkans only in, how can I say, bad connotation. But my friends, we're actually brilliant people. In general, our ancestors actually were brilliant people. They were a little bit drunk and problematic. But that's the DNA, my friends. A lot of empires passed from the Balkans. Watch my previous episode, you will understand. Super. My friends, how can I say, Olympiad actually winners were coming, my friends, from Serbia, Romania, Bulgaria. A lot of engineering, my friends, and a lot of companies that we will mention now actually originated in the Balkans. They were bought by some other companies, or joint ventures or something. But my friends actually originated in the Balkans. A lot of smart people actually originated in the Balkans, most of which you don't even heard of. Because we are not Elon Musk, of course, my friends, but we are actually extremely smart and extremely, how can I say, knowledgeable. Super. So, my friends, the problem with the Balkans is never actually the talent, because we have actually talent for literally everything. The problem, my friends, with the Balkan is actually the ecosystem. Super. So, because this episode is inspired, I'm gonna talk only about good things and a couple of bad things as well. Super. My friends, listen. Listen. First of all, my friends, I have to mention Romania. Company, UiPath, Bucharest, right? How can I say, robotic processing automation tool, scaled globally, super. Then something else which most probably you know about this product, but you never actually knew that it's actually Romanian. My friends, Bitdefender, amazing. Back in the days, I don't know about now because I'm not using it, but back in the days, my friends, it was actually, how can I say, the most recommended piece of software, antivirus, malware protection and blah blah. It was recommended for gamers because it was actually lightweight, so it was designed very intelligently. You understand? Super. Then, my friends, Croatia, I have to be extremely serious now. Infobip, my friends, is the cloud communication platform used by enterprises worldwide, not only in Europe, worldwide. But my friends, I have to be honest now about one thing which I value a lot, and this is, my friends, Rimac automobiles. I don't know if you heard of this guy from Rimac. He's actually a fucking genius. I think he was working in Ferrari, I'm not sure. I think he was though. My friends, when I saw Rimac Nevera, because this is electrical hypercars. Even though I don't understand electrics, because for me it's Duracell with a steering wheel, doesn't matter. But my friend, this guy is fucking genius. Bravo. Super. How can I say? So actually, listen, my friends, you know the fall of Yugoslavia, the wars, blah, blah, blah. So actually Croatia moved, my friends, from post-war reconstruction to actually building these companies and these fucking amazing products. You know, I mean, yes, it's not Audi, it's not like everybody knows what is a Rimac, but trust me, in a couple of years from now, everybody will know it. If they have money to buy it, especially the Nevera. Nevera is, oh, Bože Gospode, extremely good car. Even though it's electric, I don't understand, but it's very good car. Super. My friends, Serbia is actually very good for gaming and bioinformatics. Seven Bridges, Nordeus, also, I have to mention, my friends, even though the factory was, how can I say, Yugoslavia, pride and joy, Zastava as well, super, my friends. So, you see, gaming and biotech aren't actually, my friends, low skill industries, you understand? They actually require, my friends, advanced math, actually engineers, global compliance, and so on and so on. So, Serbia, my friends, became competitive in both. Super, odlično. My friends, Slovenia, Pipistrel, right? Pipistrel, yeah. Electric aviation. Super. Outfit 7, this, I don't know if you know this Talking Tom game. Talking Tom, Slovenia. So you see, there is a lot of products that are made, a lot of software, a lot of hardware which is made in the Balkans, but nobody knows about it. You understand? You know the application or the product, but you don't know that actually is from the Balkan. It originated from the Balkan. Super, my friends. Bulgaria, my friends. Polyhawk Chaos Group, for example. Polyhawk, I know it was a global expense management platform or something like that. I haven't touched it, but doesn't matter. So you see, my friends, actually for engineering, Bulgaria is superb. Then of course this Chaos Group, my friends, is actually the for the Hollywood movies, this Vire rendering thingy. So you see, you're watching these movies, my friends. You understand? Maybe we are not in the movie, because if we are in the movie, my friend, problem. Nobody will watch the movie. But my friends, behind the scenes, oh, you see, my friends, we're actually very smart people. Super. And my friends, so on, I almost forgot, my friend, Adria, caravans made in Slovenia. Gorenje, fucking ovens, fridges. My friends, amazing. Macedonia, for example, is great in producing Ivar. Everybody around this continent actually likes Ivar. You understand? Fucking amazing, my friends. Fucking tasty cheese. So you see, my friends, we have a lot of things. We have a lot of, how can I say, food, a lot of interesting and good and quality products. The problem, my friend, now is the industrial and energy innovation. So listen, my friends. The infrastructure in general is modernizing in the Balkans, of course, like everywhere else around the world. The problem, my friend, is that it's not on the scale like in the other countries and other continents. Why? I'm gonna explain to you why. I'm gonna be very short. Because of our politicians. You see, I cannot even make one episode, my friends, without mentioning it. Sorry, Radoslav, my friend, if you're watching, sorry, but I have to mention this Magarinja all over again. My friend, those are the ones that are slowing down everything. Because imagine the Balkans. Imagine all the peninsula, all the countries. They're not much and it's not big. Imagine with honest and good politicians, without that many corruption, because corruption is present everywhere. Yes, we know, but without that many corruption, my friend. Imagine we can be even better than Singapore or Japan. You understand? We can actually be, my friend, prosperous because you have money. Imagine this. Hey, listen, this is just a dream. This is just a dream. But imagine. I mentioned some of the companies. There is a lot more companies, but I don't want to bother you because if I bother you, this video will be again 50 minutes long. Super. My friends, but listen, imagine if we actually have money, developed a region, all the ghost factories and ghost villages revived from after communism and after the fall of Yugoslavia and after the communism in Albania and blah blah blah, doesn't matter. If they all revived, my friends, and if we actually have this a lot of money and plus with the Balkan mentality, my friends, you will actually have a hotspot which will be worldwide known for good things. You understand? Of course, there will be again stupid shit like politics and corruption. Yes, but imagine, just imagine in your head. Super. You imagined? Odlično. Super. Now I'm gonna tell you something. This can actually become a reality. You understand? This can actually become a reality. But we have to work together. Us. Not the politicians. Us. You, me, everybody who is watching this video. If we work together and if we release our mind from literally every bullshit that we have to encounter during our years on this planet, my friends, we will, in the next 10 years, we can actually catch up to literally everybody in the richest parts of this world. You understand? And maybe we can even move forward to be the front runners. We can do that. But for that, my friends, we need actually brain, we need power, and we need less politics. Something which is unknown in the Balkans. Hey, don't get mad at me, I'm just joking. But just realize this, like have this idea in your head. Just think about it. Instead of funding and moving out of your country and emigrating all of your life, losing family members, losing girlfriends, boyfriends, wives, husband, kids, blah, 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 blah. Imagine if we actually work for the benefit of our countries without the dinosaurs in our country, aka the politicians. Fuck them. They're not important anymore in today's world. We can form a fund, my friend. And this fund will invest in all the Balkan countries. Nobody will actually mention religion, politics, differences, history, and some stuff which are actually bothering everybody. When you will release your mind from these things, you will see, my friend, that we actually can be fucking amazing. And then people will want to come and live in the Balkans, not the other way around. We can actually reverse the whole process. You understand? Again, there will be stupid shit, of course, my friends. You cannot change the mentality of the people. And some people, my friends, who are living in 1950s, like they think still this is the Second World War. Doesn't matter, but you understand? Super. I don't want to bother you more. Super. My friends, listen. This was a rant, so I can relax myself. Super. My friends, we actually came... Fifi? Yeah, karate. We actually came to industrial and energy innovation. Listen, my friends. The Balkan is modernizing a little bit slow. Some countries faster, some countries slower. Super. My friends, now we're actually thinking about renewable energy, even though my opinion about this collectory, about these solar panels that you put everywhere, my friends, first of all, I was reading a very big document that actually was doing a research from a reputable institute that this shit is actually, my friends, poisoning the ground, the land, and it's fucking up everything. Is it worth it? Yes, and most probably no. You understand? Then this ventilator, these wind turbines that you have around your country, my friends. As well, they're poisoning the ground, especially with the magnets. Magnet resonance. I don't know how is this called. I was reading about this. Very interesting, my friends. Very interesting. Super. But my friends, we're actually, how can I say, we're doing this modernizing, especially now. Everybody is starting slowly to get money. Not to get money, because we don't have money, but but to steal, to steal the money from the citizens to actually modernize the grids. Because my friends, now everybody is talking about AI, artificial intelligence and so on, my friends, which will be the future. Yes, I understand it will be. Until which point and which manner and until which margin, I don't know. But it will be. I hope, my friends, AI will actually replace our politicians. Honestly, super. My friends, then we are actually, most of the countries are investing, my friends, in robotics automation. So you see, but this actually creates, how can I say, a hole in the job market, my friends, for the engineers and the people who are working manual work, like manual on the machines. It is what it is, my friends. A lot of jobs will disappear in the future. It is what it is, but okay. I mentioned the grid because, my friends, we will actually need a lot more electricity to power these data centers, to power these server rooms, to power everything, literally everything. So we will need that. You understand? Super. So, for example, Greece has expanded the solar capacity. As I said, I read that it's poisoning the ground, but okay. So my friends, it's expanded its solar capacity. Plus, they're putting these solar capacitors on the houses for hot water as well, not only for electricity. Super. Romania is investing in wind energy expansion. Again, it's poisoning the ground, but super. So you see, my friends, when electricity becomes, how can I say, political question, efficiency becomes urgent. So we need to do something immediately. Imagine, my friends, we're doing these things. For example, in my country, in a particular city, my friends, there is a bridge who is, I think, 6 or 7 decades old, so 60, 70 years old. Imagine, without touching anything, no repair, nothing, a train is passing through, cars are passing. My friends, imagine how efficient you should be in today's world, my friends, where you're actually modernizing this kind of stuff. Imagine, because, my friends, in the whole of the Balkans, all of the Balkans, we have outdated systems as fuck for literally everything. As I mentioned, in some regions, not. In Greece, my friends, the internet is pretty much shit. You understand? Not everywhere, but you understand? Super. In Romania, my friends, if you power electricity with your bike, they can steal your bike. I'm sorry, Romania. Just jokes, bro. You see, we have actually jokes for one another, but we love it. We love each other across the borders. We have jokes. Those are just stupid jokes, my friends. Nobody gives a shit. The people are amazing. Super. My friends, listen. Agritech and food science. So, modernization now is accelerating, especially during this conflict that we have in this continent. And which is, by my opinion, a little bit political, but different topic. And so on, my friends. We actually saw that we have problems with the food as well. Odlično. My friends, in my country, for example, there is a lot of rice fields. A lot of them. There is a lot of land for, even you can build farms, you can build, I don't know, factories, small factories for producing something, blah, 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 blah. The problem, my friend, is that we don't have people. Because, my friends, the stupid mentality of immigration or moving from villages to cities destroyed everything. Now, my friends, because of this problem, because everybody went to Germany to work, arbeiten, motherfuckers, and they're gonna drive BMW. Super. I mean, I'm part of these people as well, but I'm in Czech Republic. So I'm special. Pičku majčinu. I'm just joking, my friends. I'm just joking. Super. Because of this, my friends, actually we are so dependent on import for food. And we have a lot of food in the Balkans. A lot of it. Because in your supermarkets here in the rich parts of European Union, my friends, just take the product and do it like this. You will see, my friends, made in Bulgaria, made in Romania, made in Greece, made in Macedonia, made in Serbia, doesn't matter. Watermelons, everything, especially during the summer for summer fruits and summer vegetables. You see, we have a lot of shit, my friends. The problem is people, went away. Now there is nobody to work. So because there is nobody to work, we should import. When you import, my friends, puta 200 cena. You understand? 200 more percentage of on your price. That's the problem. Doesn't matter. My friends, we're actually modernizing the agri-tech and the food science. So precision irrigation, sorry. I actually saw that, for example, I think in Greece, actually, they're doing this AI-assisted crop monitoring. I don't understand the technology that much. I should read first before saying something, but super. If it's the benefit for the citizens in the end of the day for the final product, super. I'm not saying no. Odlično. Greenhouse automation. Yes, they're doing that. And my friend, food processing technology. Super. So, even though I don't agree with processed food, my friend, because you see me, I'm looking like a watermelon. It's because of stupid food that I ate. Mostly processed food back in the days. And now I have problems, but different topic. Super. So you see, my friends, for example, countries like Serbia, Macedonia, Montenegro are seeing agri-tech startup emerge. It looks practical. For example, yield improved, water efficiency, my friends, export competitiveness, yes, because we have some certain products in the Balkans and, for example, in our countries, which you don't have here, which we can export. So you see, my friends, we're actually, even though Balkans, they don't have much, in general, all the countries, we don't have much. But we're actually, my friends, very, how can I say, very good people. We're very generous, my friends. We're giving you the food that we produce and we import your food 200 more the price. Logic, fuck logic, but logic. There is no logic, never logic, but people went away. That's the problem. Everybody came from the villages and to the capital, my friends. And now when you go on the villages and the small cities, my friends, there is a lot of land which you can work on. You can produce things and you can make a lot of money. If you're smart, you can make a lot of money, especially today with the modern technology. But no, my friends, people are going to Germany, Australia, Switzerland, Austria, and blah, blah, blah. Why? Because everybody wants to be director. That's the problem. But they don't know how to. If you stay in our countries in the Balkans, and if you do this shit, now that nobody is doing, my friends, you can actually make a lot of money. A lot of money. Especially with food. Especially with water. You understand? But you have to be smart. And you have to have nerves, and not nerves, but you have to have actually the patience to work, because you will work, my friends, with, again, the government will be involved and blah, 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 grants, EU grants, local grants, shit like this. You can see what is happening in Greece. Millions of tractors, my friends, in front of the Greek government. Why? Because they're fucking up Fifi. Because they're fucking them up again with the grants. Problem. Extremely big problem, my friends. I really don't understand, my friends, why, this is actually a good idea. Just stay with me one minute. I don't understand, my friends, why we should not do this shit. Gather all the people from all the Balkan countries in one Balkan country, for example. Let's protest. First, my friends, we will be I don't know, 1 million, let's say, for example, people. We will protest. Your government is shit, your government. Okay, my friends, we will help you. Everybody from all the neighboring countries comes to this country. Super. We will, how can I say it? We will disassemble the government and we will install a new one. Okay, super. We finished this project. Super. Now we're going to another country. Now, which country has a problem? This country. Aha, okay. Again, 1 million, 2 million people. Again, let's solve the problem. My friends, you can only solve the problem like that because Balkans, in general Balkans, and even these companies that I mentioned previously, my friends, do you think that they actually didn't have any Fifi? They did. Fifi, bre? Sorry. They didn't have anybody who was standing behind their back all the time and asking for money. Mito, corruption. You don't think? They actually didn't, they weren't under stress to produce a really good product and in the same time satisfy fucking dinosaurs in our government. But they did it. Why? Because they're Balkan, my friend. Our mind is totally different. Our soul is totally different. If we want to do something, we're stubborn like a donkey. Not even joking. Stubborn like a donkey. Go. I don't care if there is wall in front of me, a dragon, which is blowing fire on. I will go through everything. I will finish my project. This is the Balkan mindset. This is the Balkan. And it works. And it's super. Opa, the sun is coming. You see, I'm talking about the Balkans all of a sudden. Opa, sun. Super, super. I only wanted to say that. Super. My friends, listen. From my previous episode, I actually mentioned the diaspora. There is good and bad diaspora. By good and bad, I mean, my friends, idioti who didn't educate them at all, and good people who are educated and who know how to invest and who know how to deal businesses and blah, blah, blah. Two parts. So we ignore this part. We are going to talk about this part, the ones who actually are smart and they know. Super. So my friends, you see, I don't want to bother you again. How much? 27 minutes. Lele, stay with me. Super. My friends, a lot of Balkan people emigrated everywhere around this world, especially to the richest countries. Remember. Super. Germany, Austria, Australia, Switzerland, Canada, America, blah, blah, blah. Now they have money. But the problem is, my friends, when you emigrate, especially from the Balkans, because in the Balkans, my friends, the markets are meh. They're not that developed, they're not that good, they're not that big. So when you emigrate and when you're smart and when you want to educate yourself, my friends, you will actually, how can I say, be exposed to, for example, my friends, venture capital, enterprise management experience, so you will know how it is to work in these huge enterprises with a lot of people and a lot of systems and a lot of blah blah blah. Super. And my friends, global networks, you will know people and investors and potential investors and I don't know, girlfriends, boyfriends, doesn't matter, from all around this world. So you will gain a lot of experience. That's why I'm telling you, my friends, if you want experience, you should try. For example, moving away from the Balkans. It's not good nowadays because nowadays the whole world is restructuring around the jobs and blah, blah, blah. Sunce sia. Sorry. But my friends, you should try because the experience that you will gain is undeniable, the best thing ever. Super. So my friends, this diaspora, they actually have that. So some of them return to the Balkan countries and invest. Some of them will get fucked from the government and go back to the country in the first place where they were living. Super. Some of them, my friends, will invest their money remotely. Some of them will invest their money directly. Some of them, my friends, form a company, for example, in Switzerland, and this company all of a sudden franchise to Serbia, for example. Greece, Macedonia, doesn't matter. You see, we have these smart thingies. We know this, how these things work, which are extremely good. But my friends, in the end of the day, you will see and you will feel it that the talent in our countries in the Balkans is missing because the talent went away to these countries in the first place. So if you invest from these countries to Balkan countries, you should take even the people, which you understand. I don't know what else to do, my friends. I don't know, because like literally, as I said, literally in the Balkans now we have ghost villages and ghost cities, abandoned totally. My subscribers who are from the Balkan, they will understand me, they know that this is true. You know, there is no people. The people are all in the capital. Everybody in the fucking capital. It stinks like shit. I'm just joking, but there is a lot of people in the capital. Even here in European Union, same shit, my friends. I don't understand why the fuck should everybody move to the capital. I mean, I'm living in a capital of Czech Republic. I'm from the capital, from my country. It doesn't matter, but my friends, there are regions which are extremely beautiful. You don't have to live in the capital and pay to Johannes Helga here or to Toshe and Mile in our country millions and millions and millions of your hard-earned money. But that's my opinion. Super. So my friends, you see that diaspora is actually, how can I say, very the educated diaspora. Bear in mind the educated diaspora, the good diaspora. Is actually there should be, okay, listen, there should be, my friends, even more incentive for us or for the diaspora to come back. Because, my friends, if we don't come back along with our families, so imagine with our families, not alone, my friends, with the Balkan, how is this called, kids per women index, oh bože, doesn't matter, babies per women is below 1 in almost every Balkan country. My friends, in Greece is 0.6 kids per 1 female. It's devastating. If we don't come back and if we don't do something immediately, there will be, my friends, even more ghost countries and ghost villages, and maybe in some point of time even the capitals, my friends, will be, I don't know, half. You understand? I mean, half with people, half no people. I mean, I'm laughing, but this is not for laughing. This is not for making jokes. So this is a very big problem now. Now it's extremely tough. You have money and you made a lot of money in the richest countries, and now you want to invest back. You understand? If you invest back, my friends, you can even have bigger problems. If somebody doesn't come with you and help you, especially with people, because, my friends, I know you can use AI for literally everything, but, my friends, in the end of the day, you need people. You need people, especially, my friends, for producing things. AI can produce you some ideas. It cannot produce you some things. You understand? I mean, it can, but you cannot produce it by your own. You need people. You need backup, my friends. You need a team. Balkan team. Strong. Super. Hey, my friends, how many? 32 minutes. I'm really like an old grandma, my friends. I want to talk a lot. I'm sorry. What still hold us back? So, my friends, listen. First of all, I'm gonna be fast. I promise. Bureaucracy. The bureaucracy in the Balkans is from the Ottoman Empire. My friends, it's a very big problem. It's a very big problem. Immediately, you motherfuckers, dinosaurs in the government and in these municipalities, in this part, immediately, my friends, release all the shit from bureaucracy. We don't want to see bureaucracy. You understand? Bureaucracy, my friends, will be forgotten one day. Everything will be done through AI. So you will not be relevant that much as you think, you politicians. Pudali, bože gospod. Super. My friends, then something like regulatory unpredictability. So policy shifts, my friends. Sometimes it can create uncertainty. Sometimes it can create certainty. Depends on how much money you have. This is Balkanska schema. Balkan scheme of way of doing things. If you have enough money, super. The policy will lean to your way. If you don't have money, my friends, problem. Then under the bridge near the dumpster, super. Not super, not super. My friends, limited venture capital. This is a very big problem, my friends, because listen, even if the investors are domestic, if the investors are foreign, local people who are living abroad and blah blah blah, doesn't matter, my friends. Nobody has incentive to invest a lot of money at once. Only if you're laundering the money. Wink, wink. Super. And my friends, how can I say, headquarters migration. Listen, this is a very important, my friends, and we finish. Headquarters migration, my friends, is actually very, how can I say, tough. Listen, because most of the headquarters, my friends, they will move to Western Europe, to Nordic Europe, north of Europe, Scandinavian, these kind of countries, and blah blah, because of stability, because of predictability, because of laws, because of the mindset there. They're more safe. That doesn't mean that the Balkan countries cannot change something rapidly, which can attract, my friends, headquarters shifting or relocating from Western and Nordic Europe towards the Balkans and American, Australian, these other continents as well. But you have to be smart. You understand? We can do that. Super. I don't want to bother you more. So, my friends, one more thing. Sorry, Lele, 36 minutes. I'm sorry, my friends. I like to talk a lot. Sorry, I'm lonely. I only have you and my wife. Super. Doesn't matter. And my family, but it's super. My friends, listen. The Balkan advantage. I'm gonna be fast. Resilience. My friends, we have actually a resilient mindset. We don't. Most of us, we're not quitters. You cannot get to my mind. You understand? We have this resilient mindset. Super. Then, my friends, we have something which is called frugality, which actually, my friends, means less capital, aka less money, sharper decisions, and more fast decisions. With less money, you have to produce a product, my friends. You have to find a way. When you have to find a way how to produce a product with literally no money or with less money, you will find a way, my friends, immediately. And it works. How? Balkan magic. Super. My friends, global thinking, because even though, how can I say, we're producing things locally and blah, blah, we're always thinking globally, my friends. Always. Since even before the Ottoman Empire came actually to the Balkans, we are thinking globally. How to expand globally, how to sell globally, how to export globally, and blah, blah, blah. By exporting a lot of things, we actually fucked up our countries, but now we will fix them. Don't worry, my friends. Good times are coming. Trust me. Super. And, my friends, something which is called technical depth. Depth, like Dubina. My friends, listen. A lot of engineers, one of the best engineers, are from Balkan and Eastern Europe. Eastern Europeans, brothers, sisters, love you very much. Super. My friends, how can I say, engineering education in the Balkan actually remains extremely strong. So, you know, when you're growing up, my friends, with a lot of problems, and you have to solve your problems daily, my friends, your mind becomes very sharp, you actually think very rapidly, and you know how to solve a lot of problems, my friends, without having money or without having a backup or without having the proper knowledge about it. So you, as the Americans would say, you learn as you go. This is, my friends, the Balkan magic. We learn as we go, and we produce a lot of good, interesting, and quality things. Trust me. Maybe you didn't heard of something, blah blah blah, but we actually did. I actually mentioned some of them. I forgot a lot of them, because if I mention every one of the Balkan companies, this video will finish tomorrow. So super, my friends. So you understand. You become something like comfortable with complexity. Everything is complex. By doing these things, by actually our minds are developed since early age, my friends, because we have to solve literally a lot of problems. There was a lot of poor, extremely poor people, a lot of people who were actually living in the mud or actually under the bridge near the dumpsters. And, my friends, by this you actually grow, how can I say, a lot quickly than you actually think. And, my friends, you will lose your hair at an early age in your life. Super. Your beard will be white, and you will have a little bit of a high blood pressure, and maybe, my friends, diabetes. But who gives a shit? In the end of the day, my friends, you're Balkan, you can survive literally everything. Remember, Balkans are very good people. When somebody approaches you and he tells you, I'm from the Balkan, my friends, trust me, he or she is a mastermind. Maybe in a disguise, maybe, but they will have to know you so they can actually, how can I say, express their feelings. Super. My friends, I love you very much. Thank you, Lele, 40 minutes. I'm really like an old grandma, my friends. I like to talk. I'm sorry. A like and a subscribe, my friends. Please buy me a coffee link if you want to donate something to the channel. If not, here is the coffee. And see you very soon into the next episode. Ciao.